Hi, hello. Welcome to Monday Monk. This is Devon Monk's Works and Worlds, and I think we're on Monday Monk 7, maybe? Maybe I've made this actually 7 weeks in a row, which is amazing. If you would like to be updated or to be notified for when these come out, you can hit the subscribe button. You can also hit the like button, the little thumbs up. That helps the channel grow and be seen by other people, which would be fun. And I think you can hit a notification bell somewhere in there that will notify you if I post something that isn't at a normal time or just whenever I post something. I am hoping to do more videos, but right now I'm going to stick with Monday Monks for a while because so far it's working, so I'm just going to kind of stick to that. So we're going to do a quick update on writing. Writing is going well, thank you, as I say every time, I think. I am still working on Brood of All Evil, which is book 9 in the Ordinary Magic series. And it's going a little slower than I want it to go, which is, it always goes slower than I want it to go. I very rarely have a book that writes so quickly. I can't believe how quickly I wrote it. It's always slower than I want. But I'm still on track and hoping to make good progress in the next few days. Well, until I get it done, honestly, but I'm hoping to get some extra writing in the next few days. Someone asked me if I am going to write any more of the West Hill Magic series, which is the hockey urban fantasy books. There are 2 out right now, Hazard and Spark. And the next one that needs to come out, the next one in the series, is Thorn. And I am planning on writing more in the series. I am hoping to get to writing Thorn this year. My projects are just kind of stacked up in a way that I'm a little behind deadline on everything. And so this happens sometimes, and that's where I'm at right now. And I'm hoping I can get back on track. So fingers crossed for me, people. Any little fingers crossed you could send me, I would be happy to have. Okay, so writing is going well. How is knitting going? Well, it's not going as great as it could be going. I have a knitted project that I am making for my newsletter, and I haven't started it, and it is already toward the end of March, and I want my newsletter to go out in March, so I have got to get on it. I have chosen the project. I'm very excited about it. It's something I've never knit before. So I will show it to you if I get it started this weekend, and I'll show it to you next Monday Monk, hopefully, at least part of it or how far I've come along. My other knitted project that I'm working on right now, I'm not going to talk about, but it is not going well. I've started it like 3 times. I have not succeeded in any of those 3 times to turn it into what I want it to be. So I'm going to keep working on that. And when that is done, I will also show it to you. It is not a giveaway for my newsletter, but it might be interesting to see. So I will show you that hopefully when I succeed. I mean, you just keep going with knitting and with writing when things aren't going exactly how you want. You just kind of keep moving forward and eventually it'll pull together. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Life stuff, we got a tree. We got a tree from a family member who had a mimosa that they didn't want anymore, and that's one of my husband's favorite trees. We don't have a mimosa tree, and we had a spot in the yard for it. So we went and dug up the mimosa tree last Saturday and stuck it in the yard. And then I remembered, hey, we're supposed to call someone to make sure that we don't dig up any of our power lines or our water lines or natural gas lines. We don't want to blow up the house is what I'm saying. We didn't want to hit anything to create our own disaster for this tree. So we had to wait for someone to come out and mark where we should not dig, which they came out in just a couple of days. It was great. And we kind of shot the gap between where we could dig, and we have planted the tree. Now we'll see if it survives and if it thrives. This is a good time of year in the spring to get it in the ground. So if it did, we get a mimosa tree, which will be really fun. I've never had one in the yard, and we'll enjoy. I understand the flowers smell wonderful, and it grows fast, so we'll have to keep up on trimming it, but we're excited to have it for the shade and for the flowers. And yeah, so that's kind of cool. Our house is built on a piece of property that used to have a lot of cherry trees on it, and we're planting it almost where one of the cherry trees used to be. We do have fruit trees also on our property, but it was time to put in a flowering tree, and so we did. Okay, that's it. That's about the end of the video. And like I said, super short. So we've promised that when it's super short like that, I'm going to do the little box with questions in it. My grab bag box. Sorry, I can't hardly talk today. So here it is. I've talked about it, wooden box. Let's see. I got a new microphone. I'm hoping that you can hear me better. Can you hear that? Little wind box. Okay, so here we go. We're going to pull a question or two out of here and see if I can answer them. Here we go, y'all. Let's see what we get here. These are random subjects that I've put in here. I was going to do something real clever, like make them an alphabet and then pull an A question and a B question. Like A might be Allie Beckstrom, and then I would answer something about Allie Beckstrom. B might be Bathan or some other B character from my books, but I didn't get that detailed. I just threw everything that I could think of in the box. Okay, and in the box this time we have the character. You see that? There you go. Zeus. Can you see that? Is that focusing? We like that. There, Zeus. Okay. What can I say about the character Zeus? He's in the Ordinary Magic books, which is, where gods go on vacation. That's Ordinary Magic is all about a town where gods put down their powers and go on vacation. And Zeus is one of the gods there. And one of the things that I love is when I wrote him in the first book, I'm like, most of the gods are going by a human name. So they're like, the god of war is Ares, and he's going by Aaron, like just easy like that. And I thought, well, what name is Zeus going to go by if he's going to go be a human and do his human life? And I'm like, Zeus, he has such an ego. He's just going to go by Zeus. And so, he carries his own god name in town. The other god who does that is Odin, because I think it's the same thing. Odin's like, yeah, I'm Odin. I'm not going to pick some mortal name. So Zeus is Zeus in the books. He is like a furniture, high-end furniture salesman, like interior decorator, furniture import-export sales guy in the books. And he's a little prim and incredibly powerful. And I think one of my favorite moments that you have read so far, if you've read the Ordinary Magic books with Zeus, is in the last one, Nobody's Ghoul. When his lightning bolt was found, his god weapon, his lightning bolt, I had a moment right there of actually seeing Zeus more as the god he is than the mortal that he is portraying in town, or the mortal life that he's living in town. And it was sort of wonderful to see his home and why he's an ordinary. There's a moment where Delaney realizes that of all the places he could be in the universe and all the kingdoms and temples and castles or whatever that he could live in, he has this one place on the Oregon coast that is his sanctuary. And I loved it because part of his home is grand, just as you would expect. Grand gardens, amazing architecture. But the other part of his home is just this small balcony with stair steps, wooden balcony with stair steps that go down to the sand. And it's just enough room for a bench and a couple of pillows and a table for a book. And there's something to me beautiful about Zeus wanting just that very quiet, small space where he can look out at the sunsets and the stars and the sky and just enjoy that quiet. And I really enjoy him in the books. He is, we get a few more scenes with him in Brood of All Evil that I'm working on right now. And sometimes with some of the characters, I sort of know them going in, but then learn them as I write them. And he's definitely one of those characters that I've been learning as I've been going. Okay, let's pull another subject in our little box. I always do this wrong on the camera. Here we go. Now you can see me doing it. Alrighty, what are we going to pull? We're going to pull that one. What did we get? Oh, wow. Okay, totally different subject here, because I kind of did all book stuff and also some writing things. I don't figure most of you really want me to talk about the process of writing, but this is sprints. As you can tell, I am not a runner. So I don't actually do sprints, physical running sprints, but I do writing sprints. And I guess I can talk a little bit about that as Yes, I enjoy them. There are a lot of ways to do sprints. And basically, the concept is take a set amount of time, and a small amount of time works great. 5 minutes. Heck, you could do 1 minute sprints, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, even half-hour sprints or 45-minute sprints, where you just focus on writing. Your fingers are on the keys, and you don't really take your fingers off the keys unless you need to drink coffee or something. It's very, don't check your email, don't answer your phone, don't get up and go get yourself a cookie or a sandwich. Just stay right there and get that writing done in the concentrated amount of time. What's great about it is, for me, it gets me past those stop points where I want to move away from the keyboard and away from the story, and keeps me immersed so that I can get the writing done, the words done. Also, I like to keep track of how many words I make in each sprint. In 15 minutes, I can write 500 words if I'm in the groove. I could even write more than that. It depends. Sometimes I only write 100 words or 50 words in 15 minutes, but sometimes I can just really, rock those words out. Sprints for me are best done when somebody else is doing sprints, because then I have accountability. So a friend doing sprints at the same time, either checking in over email or Discord or something like that, or even video where we both have our cameras on and we're both writing, that works too. I have a writing friend in town, Diana Farrell Francis, and she's a wonderful writer. You should check her works out. I will put a link to her books down below. We do sprints sometimes together online, sometimes in person, especially pre-pandemic. We would go out to coffee and do sprints. But one of the things that I ran into when the pandemic hit and we were all more isolated was how to create that kind of feeling of immersive writing time, sprint time that felt accountable. And so one of the things that I did, I created sprints with a robot. Now, let me go get that robot so I can show you. Hold on. Okay, I just left for a minute to go get the robot, which is down in my writing office. And let me show you. This is my sprint partner that I invented or called upon when the pandemic was keeping me from socializing, and I wasn't doing a lot of online sprinting with writers either. So here's what I came up with. And this, strangely, this works. So I do recommend it as a thing to try. Here is the robot. He is a mighty wind-up robot. I don't know if I can get it to focus. I think I have to do that same thing. There we go. You see him pretty good there? There he is. Okay, this guy is Robbie. Robbie the robot from the original Lost in Space and Forbidden Planet and all that good stuff. I've always called this little guy Robbie. He's a wind-up toy. I love him. I had one given to me when I was a kid, and it fell in a vat of chocolate fudge and never walked again. So this was the replacement. I still have the other fudgified robot that we cleaned up. It's okay. It's just not walkable. So this little robot is now my sprinting partner, Robbie. Robbie obviously isn't a writer, but I have this idea that Robbie is writing a memoir, since he is a Hollywood robot, and I'm sure he has seen some stuff. So in my mind, Robbie the robot is writing memoir, and I am also trying to write. And so how I do this is I say, okay, Robbie and I are going to sprint for 15 minutes. And then 3, 2, 1, I start the clock. I do a countdown, and I write. I write as much as I can in 15 minutes. Now, I know my basic range of easy writing in 15 minutes is somewhere between 0 and 300 to 600 words. So I'll take kind of 500 words, let's say, that I expect that I will write 500 words in 15 minutes or 600 words in 15 minutes. And then I will write as much as I can. Then at 15 minutes, I total it up. Let's say I've written 300 words, 312 words. I'll write it down, 312 words for the first sprint. Then I will get a random number generator online and just generate a number between 1 and 600, whatever I have decided my 15-minute sprint is capable, what I'm capable of doing. And whatever that random number generator gives is what Robbie got for his 15-minute sprint. And then I continue on. And my goal is to beat the robot. Like, by the end of my sprints, whether I do 1 or 2 or 3, I want to have written more words on my book than Robbie has written on his memoir. So I have found that this works well because it's fun and silly. And there are times when Robbie is just writing faster than me. And I'm like, well, you're obviously writing about your, wild days of youth in Hollywood. And then sometimes Robbie's writing very slowly. And I'm like, this must be a relationship moment in your Hollywood memoirs that you're writing, a painful memory. So it kind of gives me something to think about that's fun and funny on the side. I posted about it on Facebook, and I think I posted about it on Twitter, and then I think I blogged about it. And a couple of writers saw it and gave it a try, which was fun that they picked up that technique to give a try for, sprinting with your own little partner, your imaginary writing partner. I will say that sprinting or any kind of writing trick like this, it works until it no longer works. And over all the years that I've been writing, I've tried many different little tricks to get myself into the zone and get to writing. And it never fails that there will come a time when sprinting with Robbie will not work anymore. But what's really great is after you go away from it for a while, like if I'm not sprinting with Robbie for a while, which honestly I haven't for a while, when you go back and pick it back up again, it works again. So, maybe this weekend I'll sprint with Robbie, and I'll let you know how we do, how far in his memoir he gets, and and how far I get in the books. So yeah, I think sprinting is definitely a good trick of the trade. It's something that writers can do. I think all creative people can do this. Just set a countdown timer for 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 1 minute. Really, honestly, even 1 minute will help. And it just gets you dedicated to that amount of time. And for me, it makes me feel good because if I get to the end of a sprint and I have done some writing, any writing, I feel like I have accomplished something, and I can kind of do that little back pat and let myself know that I've done well. Now, if I beat the robot, then I feel like I really succeeded in something. So yeah, that's it. I don't think we have much more time for me to pull any more questions. So this is sort of just a random update. Writing is going okay. Knitting is a mess at the moment. And me and the robot are going to get to it, see what we can't get done for the rest of this week. And I hope you all have a good day whenever you find this. And I will see you again hopefully soon. So love to you. Bye now.